Hello, everyone. I'm here with Raghida Shaman, who is infamous, actually. So, Raghida, on Instagram, you've got 164,000 followers. It's so difficult to get so many followers on Instagram. But all your handles, TikTok, YouTube, I'm going to put it in the description. But how are you today?
I'm really well. How are you?
I'm good.
And by the way, about the Instagram followers, it's really funny, Manny, because I've been on since 2013, so it's probably just been a slow. Now it's starting to pick up again, but it's been a long haul. It's not something you. So you're right. It takes a while. But my account's been open since I think 2011 or 20. Like very, it's been a long time. That's why it's had. And I used to, attend every mind body spirit exhibition in Australia. So that's kind of how it naturally built up, and then obviously Singapore and Hong Kong.
You're a very busy lady. You're a planetary twin flame expert. You're a 12D Ascension activator, a shaman, and you're an Ascension keynote speaker. I mean, do you want to tell us a little bit about the services you provide and what you do? Because I know you're fantastic. I've had a session with you, and it's been mind blowing. So,
So what I do is I see what the soul needs. So if I'm working with somebody, I will see. Obviously, my main expertise is Ascension, 12D Ascension, taking people to their 144 DNA light codes. Also work with twin flames. I understand the whole planetary map of twins. Shamanism I still do, but it's my underpinning. So I do teach the medicine wheel, but it's by invitation only for people who want to become genuine shamans. I learned through the Inca tradition in Peru. And Oh, sorry, beg your pardon. Just have to. Um, Sorry about that.
that's okay.
I've just got so many people. I studied in the Mojave Desert. I studied in Sedona and Joshua Tree. So I've been on this journey for a long time, like a really long time.
Right. I
Over
know.
25 years, I've been doing shamanism. So that's kind of been my underpinning. And I'm a full Mesa carrier. So I can do all the directions. I know how to work with every element, walking with destiny, walking with protection, divine protection with against dark forces, all of it.
Fantastic. I know time is
I think it
pressing.
prepared me for this time. I think, when you think about it, Manu, you do things earlier on, not realizing why it will assist you later. You know what I mean? And I'm sure you've had that as experience being a very advanced twin flame yourself. You do preparation prior, not realizing that it's going to be ultimately leading to your greatness or your destiny at some point in the future.
It's all divinely guided, isn't it?
Yes, yes,
So the current situation right now, a lot of
yeah.
divine masculines are waking up. I've had quite a few reach out. What's happening? Can you tell us?
Yes, so really, really exciting. The divine masculine are waking up. They've had, I don't even want to say it's been dark night of the soul. I think it's been because of what's happening collectively on the planet. They're beginning to realize, hang on a second, why do I feel this pull that I should be helping with this? So it's gone beyond their own selfish, and I don't want to judge them by calling them selfish because that's actually very cruel. I don't mean it that way. But because they're working within the matrix, it's a very selfish energy within the matrix. It's man for man, dog eat dog. It's competitive. It's separation. It's division. And the DMs work a lot within the matrix. That's the mold that they're breaking. So what they've seen in the last few months is the energy of the matrix no longer working in the same way. There is a collapse in that timeline. And what that's done is it's instigated something within their soul to awaken. And hence, for the DMs who are twin flames, they're beginning to realize, hang on a second, all that time that my DF has been sending me things are beginning to click for them. Click for them. Things are beginning to come in that make sense that probably didn't make sense even as early as 3 months ago.
I see. So a lot of them are, you could say, realizing things are clicking into
Yes,
place and waking up. Does
clicking
that?
into place. It's even beyond their awakening. They're beginning to see because they are part of building the new earth. It's encoded in their DNA. They're beginning to realize it's beyond their own personal needs here.
So does
They
that
are the
mean?
DM. They are to lead, and they haven't been. The DF has been leading in the 5D, and now they're realizing, oh my God, in the 3D, I'm meant to be doing something here.
So does that mean a lot of unions will be happening? They'll be reaching
Oh,
out.
yes. Already, as I told you, I'm actually currently right now working with twin flames in union, very well known in union, doing 5D mentoring. Some parts they're doing together, and some parts that we're doing as an individuation process so that we're always collaborating and consciously working with our own inner yin yang, and then we bring out the outer yin yang with our twin. And that's what's exciting. They're not the only one. I have 3 of these booked. coming up at different. So this is the first year I've had them this many. You normally I'd get one a year or two a year. Now it's like in the first 3 months it's already booked. So I know that there's a big shift.
Is this happening for all three waves? I want you to explain the three waves
Yes.
first, because you're the only person who explains it. I've heard. So can you explain that? And
Yes.
is it happening for all of those waves?
Yes, it is. Look, third. So what's happening is the first wave is so the mission is done. Basically, they've now achieved the mission of anchoring the earth. Ascension is happening. The dark energies are coming up to get healed and being exposed. And now it's about the mission of coming into union, because that's part two. If they're meant to come into union for the greater good of the planet, and of course for their own souls, then that's the next level of mission, and that's across all three waves. So the waves now are going to start to become much more intertwined, much more intertwined. The first wavers were the ones that got hit the hardest. They were the ones that went through it back in the 2010, 2011, of which I'm one of them. We didn't have guides at that time. We were like absolutely gobsmacked with the energy, because there was very few. The ones that did it before, by the way, twin flames have been around for a very, very, very long time. But it's these three waves that were helping with the ascension movement. The other twins were helping with anchoring the planet.
And are all twin flames meant to come into union then?
Yes, if it's written in their soul charts, yes. Yes, they will. Absolutely.
Are you able to read?
Contrary to what's being told out there. And I understand why a lot of DFs have said, well, no, I'm not waiting anymore. I'm happy. I'm not putting up with that pain anymore. I'm choosing me first. I honor you. And that's what they should do, is choose themselves first and keep moving forward, is the word I say. Keep moving forward.
And are you able to read those soul charts for people if they contact you?
Immediately. As soon as I hear their voice or see their eyes or see their name or dates of birth or chart energy, because everything for me is in quantum physics. I see sacred geometry, mathematics, and patterns before I see physicality. That's why I can read soul maps.
Is that with your eyes you see that?
But both the third eye of the heart, I've got quite a few activated.
All right.
I'm not just seeing through one pair of eyes.
And
Yeah,
you can
because
do.
my twinship has been done in a. I can't really talk too much about it because we do a lot of planetary work, and I want to keep our energy safe for what the work we're doing on the planet. But I'm able to see through the inner planes very clearly,
So
like I'm seeing you.
Right. So even online, you can see through people. You can see
Yeah.
the grids and whatever's going on and what.
Straight away. Their voice gives me they've got keynotes. Twins have keynotes. So once I hear the note, it vibrates, and I can even tell if they're twins or not, because the vibration of this twin I'm talking to, say such example as you, and then I'll feel into your counterpart, your divine counterpart, because at the soul level you're the yin. I can see you're the yin in your union, and your twin is the yang. So I can see, and if that person is not the yang, I'll tell you, no, that doesn't fit. They might be similar, they might be catalytic, but it's not the same one. That doesn't fit. Twins fit into one unanimous, synergetic DNA blueprint frequency intonation within the one soul.
So
And through your voice, it vibrates to me, and then I see your yang, which I have because I've done sessions with you. He's absolutely your divine counterpart. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. 100%.
and also, like, just for others who are watching today, so you're able to read me and then tell me that that's my divine counterpart, and you're also able to tell
Correct.
me that we are meant to be in union.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because the next part of the union that comes for twins, the first part is a separation where they come into their individuation. Or they might be doing earth soul work together. So they're helping, for example, and out of respect for your twin, whichever region he's in, which I know where he is, and you know where he is, so we're not going to say it, but he's doing earth work there right now, which is really needed, as you and I have discussed. And where you are, your beautiful light is emanating to open the earth there, to awaken your society, to awaken humanity, to awaken the region. Once that's complete, it moves to level 2 of the mission. Level 2 of the mission means coming together, and that's when your next part of the journey begins. There's different parts of the journey in the twin flame. Union is not the ultimate journey. That's part of. Once you come into union, your soul work together begins. It's amazing.
So, Raghida, you work with getting people into inner union, right? With their TM and their DM.
Inner and then outer.
Inner and then outer. And then how does someone know whether they've come to inner union?
Oh, easy. Everything happens effortlessly. So it began for me maybe 2 to 3 years ago. And because, like I said to you, I'm one of the leading ones, so I don't really have a mentor. My mentor is spirit guides and my own twin. We share a lot of intonation together. We share a lot of frequency. We give each other, it's like, yep, this is where I'm at, yep, this is where I'm at. So we're always constantly in that toing and froing. It's not a push-pull. After the push-pull comes, there's a feeding of the energy, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So what I learned is like, oh my God, I'm now holding that balance. So this is what it looks like. There's a balance. There's an equanimity that happens within you. There's a natural joy that just naturally emanates from you. I feel like I'm vibrating high, maybe 90 to 95% of the time. And I'm not being egoic. This is completely speaking from my heart, God's truth, and what everybody should be. This is how actually you come back to your natural state. That's probably the word. I feel very authentic, very transparent. And Manny, the best thing that happens is you effortlessly create, whether it's work, whether it's love, whether it's bringing children, because a lot of you twins are going to have kids. You effortlessly create. It could be content, it could be kids, it could be traveling, it could be money. Whatever it is you have got in your DNA structure will just come online. That's how I knew. And you know what? It doesn't stay for a minute. It becomes more and more and deeper and deeper. It's like, oh, wow. That's what it looks like.
So we talked about unions happening this year, but is there this
Yes.
thing called weaving where the DM will come in and then go out? Can you explain
Correct.
a little bit about that, why that happens?
Yeah. Yeah, so they'll come in to check, and they think they're ready because remember they've been separated from you, so they can't tell if it's ready. They need to, and men, the DMs don't feel like we do. They need to see it, so they'll come in and check with you. They might send you a really weird, cryptic, random text. Oh, or they'll create some excuse to come in. They come in and then they check with the DF. Where's her vibration? He might not know it mentally, but his soul. It's his soul that can read her. Oh, okay, so she's still, she's 60% of the way. So they'll connect, they'll give a bit of love energy, and they'll disappear. To allow the DF to then go into her energy, because she'll get codes from him to say, you're not ready yet. He'll realize, oh, I'm not ready yet either. She's not, so I'm not. So they both go back into separation, do their individuation. Some of them feel still pain with that, so they go through that pain threshold. They heal through that pain. The pain is getting less and less. They're beginning to understand, okay, here he is again. They don't feel that same, well, we used to get taken out with it. Then now they're realizing, okay, there's something I need to reshift or fix here. And instantly you go into a healing, or you go into, okay, I need to calibrate this. You'll be shown after they've come in, they'll tell you what the code is, and then you go and work with it. So they come in and out. Once it's getting closer, you'll find they stay in the connection longer.
So is the
That's the
key
cue.
is the key to stay grounded and not get triggered even when they return, or is it?
Oh, no, it's okay to get triggered. No. But because otherwise we're spiritually bypassing. I love that you said that, Manny. Actually, it's a great question. Please don't get triggered on purpose. If it happens naturally to get triggered, stay with it, because it's that trigger that's going to lead you. It's like they press a button in you at a soul level, and that button sets that vibration which triggers you. Yes, absolutely.
But
Go in
Raghida,
and say,
why is
what
this
is it?
journey? Why is this journey orchestrated in a way that the person you love the most hurts you the most? Why is it that way?
Um, they seem to be hurting you, but what they're actually doing is they're awakening aspects within you that haven't been healed or brought to light ever before. And because they're your mirror, they're the only one that can show you that part of you. They're the only one. No other soulmate, no family member, no healer can bring it on like your twin. A shaman can, because they walk in between the worlds, but naturally it's your twin that can do it. And they're not actually trying to hurt you. They're pressing that button to say, babe, this needs to heal. This needs to heal. And by the way, you do the same to them. You trigger them. That activates their, like, oh my God, what the hell is this? I don't want them to see me doing this. But what you're doing is triggering them to see that part of them that needs to heal. That's why a lot of DF said to me, babe, I can't help it. I keep sending him messages. And I said, what you're doing is you're triggering him. Your soul is triggering him to get something activated to look at, because they may refuse or deny or gaslight, which is what they do to you. They refuse, deny, gaslight, hide, all of it. We can all relate to that.
Do they consciously do that, or it's all orchestrated by divine?
No, they don't consciously do it. A lot of them don't. They don't know why. They love their twin. They love you so much. They don't even know why they're doing it. They can't even answer it. And I remember my twin giving me this energy saying, I don't do this to anybody else. I don't understand why I do this to you, because I don't treat anyone else like that. And now I understand years later why. That was back 19 years ago. And now I understand why. But at the time, you don't. You think, this is so cruel.
So, Raghida, you work with a lot of divine masculines. You work with a lot of people anyway. You're a very busy person. But what does the journey look like for the divine masculine? Is it the same as the feminine, or do they do inner
No,
work, or what do they? How do they do? What do they do?
yeah, lovely question. So, um, remember I told you before that the divine feminine works at the level of soul. She heals at the level of soul. So her journey is inward. It's pain, as you said. We get this horrible pains that we then have to go and heal at the level of emotion, at the level of soul, at the level of heart, broken hearts from them. They heal differently. They heal within the matrix. So we heal at 5D, which is more protected. They heal in the 3D, very exposed. That's why they hide from us. So, and I'll give you what that means. So it could be things like financial crisis. It could be things like trying to get their career up and running. They would deal with a lot of business betrayal. They would deal with a lot of 3D karmic connections where they are manipulated or distorted by another feminine energy that might have a control on them financially, or through children, or through a business network. So they deal with it more on the 3D. It's quite insidious. It's quite it's harrowing for them. It's a different. It still hurts. They go through a different hurt, but it comes from a third party and external. Ours is internal. Theirs is external.
What about those
Theirs is
DFs?
within the matrix.
What about those DFs who don't want to get into union? They don't want the divine masculine anymore. Is that a block, or do they have to is something to heal, or they can reject them?
I really, really love your questions, babe. You're on point. First two are correct. So there's usually a block within the DF where she now doesn't feel deserving. In the beginning of the twin flame journey, the DM blocks it, doesn't feel deserving. He looks at the DF and goes, "Wow, how would somebody like that want to be with me?" Later in the journey, when we're strong, we look at them and say, "Oh, I don't know if I actually want to be with you." But what it is that we're learning to then really allow the deservedness of this connection, because I don't care what anyone tells me, having done thousands myself, it is the highest form of unconditional love in the entire universe, and it is penetrating this earth so we can hold the new earth grids and bring in these beautiful dharmic children and allow the age of light for the next 2,000 years. So 100% you want your DM. There is no one that will match them. You can try. A lot of us have tried. It's not the same.
This is
We
my
all know that because you're the perfect fit.
this is my last question, because I know you're a very busy person and you've got lots of clients today as well. The last question is, how can you give us tips or advice on how DFs can forgive and anything else they need to do to be able to progress
Yes,
on this journey?
yes. So, Manny, the first thing I would tell the DFs is keep loving yourself, keep working on. This is what I did, and I'm telling you, it worked because I didn't do this for my twin. I let go of the journey, and I started loving me and making me happy, making me joyous, making me feel purposeful. How could I? My first thing would be in the morning, and this is the thing I teach all the DFs when they're in session: is how can I today make myself happy and contribute to God's plan? So, in helping out other people and in helping yourself, what it does, you start to create your own equilibrium. Your own yin yang starts to dance, and it starts to vibrate, and it starts to emanate energy that is pure. And in that essence, what it does is it somehow assists at a very deep core level to your DM that there's more for them to achieve by seeing what we're doing at a soul level. They may not see you. Now, this is the other thing. Don't do anything for them. You make sure that what you're doing is serving you and serving humanity. You pull your DM out of that equation. So a lot of DFs I still see, and I'm not judging. I love you all and I've been through it. So I get it. I get the whole journey and I love every DF. I'm so in awe and humbled by every divine feminine. A lot of them do it to get the attention of the DM. Don't do that. You don't need their attention, because the more you try to get their attention, the more they'll give it to somebody else,
So
or the more
is
they'll try and get attention elsewhere.
so the DF
Do you
is
know what I mean?
yeah, and a lot of them try to manipulate. But is the DF then the leader in the connection?
Yes, yes, absolutely. You've just nailed it. That is the key. In the 5D, the DF leads. In the 3D, your DM leads. But what we do in the 5D, so by loving ourselves, by contributing to humanity, by being in that beautiful space of consolidated energy within and just vibrating high with what makes you happy, what brings you joy, what makes you feel purposeful and on purpose, in divine purpose, that is what will assist your DM. Doing things for them doesn't work. So, and it's that same motto that I keep saying to twins: do things from love, not for love. So you just become that vessel of love, and that just naturally emanates. And then they can sense, oh, this is not for me. She's doing this for herself. And that's when they become interested. When they see us do things for them, they turn away. Does that make sense?
It does, yes. So no manipulation. I know
No.
we're gonna do more
Oh, and
interviews.
another word is no luring. Don't lure them. Don't manipulate them. Don't worry about getting attention from them. Do you, hunty? That's my thing this year.
So when you said the divine feminine leads in the
Yes.
5D, does she lead the whole journey as well, or does the divine masculine lead at some point, or like?
Yes. So once she's in that lovely balance within herself and he starts to come in, that's him beginning the leadership in the third dimensional
Right.
plane. So the communication will start, like what's happening with these beautiful. And it's really, and I can say this because I already asked them. Even this DM said to her, "I will pay for the entire thing. You just assist with my, logistics. I'll pay for it." That's leadership. The masculine protects. He pays. He leads in the 3D in a normal way in a relationship. So he takes over and says, "Yes, babe, you do the things that will help us emotionally or help lead our soul and hearts, and I'll do the things that are tangible in the 3D for the union." So yes, the DF will still always lead, but more from a beautiful heart-centered way. They'll come up across stuff. I've had these twins go through things, but they communicate and they hold that space for one another. And that's the DF leading through non-judgment, through being there, holding that space, by being in that emotional maturity, that spiritual maturity, then allows him to step into it without judgment. And then he leads in the 3D. So it could be physical locations. Your DM might say, "Look, I think we should live in this area, set up this farm, this is what we need to do, this is how we're going to do it." And then obviously with her consultation, but he leads more 3D. Does that make sense what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
More the
But
tangible.
initially the DF leads the connection, but then the DM catches up and then he leads. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So in a nutshell, the DF leads spiritually and the DM leads physically, in the
We're,
physical, in the 3D realm.
we're going to do a lot of more interviews, hopefully talk about purpose of twin flames, dark
Yeah.
forces, and all sorts of other
Yes.
things which are like videos in themselves. But I really, really appreciate you taking this time out today.
It's my
Raghida,
pleasure.
you do lots of mentoring, Raghida.com. You have online courses, you do shamanic workshops, you do so many planetary things around this world. You're a leader in the twin flame world. Thank you so much. I do urge everyone to go and check your videos, check your services, because you are one of a kind.
Oh, thank you. Like we all are one of a kind. I love you, Manny.
Thank you.
It's for Instagram, it's Raghida _ Shaman. And TikTok's Raghida _ Shaman,
I'll
Facebook
put all
and
the
YouTube.
links underneath because everyone needs to connect with you. But thank you very much,
And
Raghida.
and tag me in, and I'll also share it because I also want to promote you. I love what you do. We've worked together in London, in Birmingham actually, and it was such an honor. I love you dearly, and I see your role as very, very important in the European region. So I know we'll do further work together, and I look forward to it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Raghida. Take care.
My pleasure. I love you, sweetheart.
God
Take care.
bless. Love you too. Bye.
Bye bye.